What's Gucci YouTube? We back again, man. Tower of God chapters 370 and 371. Once again, doing another mashup. Instead of doing, possibly a quintuple upload today, it's probably just gonna be double or triple. So I'm just gonna be mashing up these two chapters like I did in Promised Neverland. Since I missed last week's upload, but like I said, I have been keeping up. Just with everything going on, it's hard to record and so, but yeah, man, we back on it. Tower God, uh starting with chapter 370, we see it starts out the sworn enemies. They're looking at Big Breeder's dead body after Mashini, Edan, oh, not Mashini Kun. We see her. She pretty much destroyed Big Breeder in one shot in 369. So we see the sworn enemies looking over his dead body, like, yeah, man, he promised us we could hunt the sworn enemies, but then he ran and jumped in, charged in by himself, and ended up dying like this. So and then we see on top of the rock, somebody, I guess it's somebody sworn enemy with like long pink hair. We see him talking to the rest of the sworn enemies, like, let's go hunt the sworn enemies. Let's go to the place where our sworn enemies are, which is where Bam is being taught by Edan, and that's where Kun is, and Rack, and then Dorsey, and Han Sung. So we see them. They're over there. So they dip off to go find them. And we see Edan's teaching Bam how to control his Shinsu to be able to, create a shape and, weaponize it pretty much. And Bam's having a hard time imagining the shape of his Shinsu. So Edan gives him he calls it a clicker. And apparently you press the button and it gives you an image of the Shinsu that best suits you, your quality of Shinsu and the shape of it. And apparently, and then Bam's just like, you know what? Can I ask you for a favor? Can we get everybody else in on this too? And Edan's is like, I don't care. Just do it. Like, whatever it takes for you to do this, like, let's do it. So he summons Edan and not Edan, he summons Kun and Rack. Well, pretty much just them two. Well, and Dorsey ended up doing it too, but they didn't show her doing it. I guess she did it off off to the side by herself or whatever. But we see right before they get summoned, Hanson is telling Kun and Rack and about the mirror at the end. Is like, hey, if we get this mirror at the end, we can delete Jahad's data and we ain't gotta deal with him ever again. Or at least in the hidden floor anyway, because obviously he's still the king of the tower. So once they get outside the hidden floor, they had to deal with him on a whole different scale. But that's probably not till way later when they run into him. The older version of him anyway. But he's telling them that about the mirror at the end, and pretty much how the mirror at the end appears when you've cleared all the stages on that side or whatever. So, and apparently Icarus / Rachel, she's listening in on a mirror somewhere far off in the distance with Hoiken and Yuri and whoever else was over there with her. So she's sitting there like, thinking to herself, like, I didn't hear anything about that from the other Big Breeder. It's like, if I get in the mirror at the end, will I be able to face Jahad too? It's like, I mean, obviously you get him to look at it and it deletes your data. So uh so then Kun's just like, where is Icarus anyway? Like, her fight with her abilities will actually help a lot in the fight with Jahad. So So then they go and accompany Bam to find out the qualities and shape of their Shinsu and whatnot. And Bam's just like, all right, let's do this. Bam's just like, I'll go first. And then we see his is an orb, pretty simple. And then Rack does it. His is just like a shield. And Bam's just like, would does this mean that Rack should use his Shinsu for defense instead? Which probably does mean that. Then he tells Kun to do it. Kun's just like, I don't really want to do it, but whatever. So he presses the button, and his is an ice spear, which is exactly what his father, Edan, is. And he was just like, oh, you're a spear bearer? It's like, are you my son on the outside? And then Kun's just like, you just now figuring this out, bro? Like, thanks, wow, Dad, really? Thanks a lot for not noticing your son. But I guess I guess at that point Kun hadn't been born yet, probably. I'm gonna assume anyway. But yeah, that happens, and then he's just like, an ice element spear bearer is a pretty extremely rare ability. And then he was like, why don't you use it? And then Kun was just like, well, for one, I was never able to beat you with a spear on the outside, so it never really made sense for me to use it. And then two, we already have a spear bearer on our team, so I didn't want the team to be unbalanced. He's just like, all right, well, whatever. And then Kun's just like, all right, Bam, that's it for me. That's all I can do. Whatever. Continue your training. And then Bam's just like, hey, wait, man, like let's do this together. Get stronger together and whatnot. And then Edan's just like, hey, man, like shouldn't you just learn from me? I don't know what happened to us, our relationship on the outside, and I don't really care. But shouldn't you take the lessons I'm teaching you now and get stronger? And then Kun's just like, what good would getting stronger do? Which doesn't make sense because you're gonna need to get stronger to keep climbing the tower. But I guess he just has some personal gripe with his father on the outside, and just you know, that's still his father, even though he might not know of him on the hidden floor. His father might not know of him on the hidden floor, but he's still like, yeah, whatever, man. Like it just doesn't it doesn't interest me. And then Bam still, using that Naruto technique, that talk no jutsu, boy. Using that, and it just keeps talking to him. And then Kun's just like, ugh, forget it. There's no point arguing with Bam. Whatever, man. I'll do it. Whatever. Let's just let's just get stronger together. And then then we see Sachi, Boro, Hakmi, Mashini, Senzio, and Kun Edan's other child, Icardi, who wears like a little like looks like a Assassin's Creed just get up with the whole mask and everything. So we see them. They made it. They made it to like the final stage, which was called the Seed, and I guess that's where they're supposed to find the mirror at the end. And as soon as they get there, Jahad's there waiting for him. He's like, "Oh man, what took y'all so long? I got bored waiting." So, and then apparently seeing Jahad's data made Mashini lose her mind for a couple seconds. Like she just completely just froze. And Asensio was like, "Mashini, are you all right? Like, did she lose her mind or whatnot?" And then Bora was just like, is that really the data of the real Jahad? And Asensio was like, be careful how you talk. You're not worthy to speak his name. So Jahad's pretty much just like, I never thought Edan would do something like this behind my back. So I understand you're trying to get to this stage, but the area behind me is restricted, so you have to leave here now. Like you cannot pass. And then he just creates a giant crevice between him and them, and pretty much says, if any one of y'all take step past this crevice, I'll kill you all right now. Like I'm not playing at all. Like I will wipe you all out right now. So Mashini comes back too, and she's just like, all right, we're gonna have to do something. So she tells Asensio and Acardi to, pretty much help her distract Jahad so they can help Boro, Sachi, and Hockney go and sneak into the sea. Because apparently Hockney had his eyes started hurting as soon as he saw Jahad, because he could see the future and whatnot. And Jahad and Boro asked Hockney if he was all right now. He was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I happened to see. I tried to see the future, which I wasn't supposed to see." And a special area that the tower itself had assigned, which is Jahad's data. Apparently, he can't see the future of Jahad at all, which I don't know. I don't know how that works. Maybe they'll explain it at some point. But yeah, his comes back to she Mashini tells Asensio that she's gonna be the fisherman. So she tells Acardi and Asensio to stay back. Don't get any close to him. Don't have no close combat with Jahad, cause hey, he's the greatest adventurer on the tower right now. Like, there's no way they be able to beat him like a 1-on-1. Shoot, even a 3-on-1 right now is gonna be slim to no chance for them to win. Even Jahad was like, his little pocket orb buddy was just like, "Jahad, looks like they're about to attack. Should I join you?" He was like, "Are you kidding me? Even if they all rushed at me, including you, I could be able to handle this by myself, no problem." I was like, "Wow, this dude that strong." So they all rush in, and apparently Jahad's able to create like, I think it was like 7 bangs, like around them. The same thing Bam's able to do, but I don't think Bam's able to create 7 of them like that. And I think the most Bam created was maybe like what, 5, I think. So Jahad's got 7. At this point, that's just what he's showing that he has. Because obviously he's not going all out. Because if he went all out, I'm pretty sure he would have been able to wipe them out when he made that crevice. So, and pretty much Asensio jumped down to the bottom of the crevice, uses his spear to shoot up as soon as Mashini jumps across the crevice. Because Jahad was like, "Oh, are you about to actually?" Mashini says to Jahad, like, may I introduce myself to the king? My name is Mashini Jahad. I've acquired some of your power on the outside. And then Jahad is like, "So you're one of the princesses? To think a Jahad princess would bear her spear at me? You must be insane to bear your spear at me or whatnot." Then he was like, "So are you about to cross that crevice now?" And she was like, "Yes." He was like, "Good, bring it on then." So they jump over. He creates the 7 bangs and pretty much just deflects her attack and Asensio's attack, just like it was nothing. And then Boro, Sachi, and Hockney, they're just looking like, "Oh man, they're like, man, this is crazy. Like, we got to get out of here." And then Mashini's pretty much just like, "Hey, don't let this fluster you. The person standing before us right now is the greatest adventurer on this tower, but we cannot falter right now." So they're going at it. And then we see Bam. He's still kind of having a hard time controlling his orb and whatnot that he found. And Edan's pretty much is like, "All right, now that you created the orb, throw it at that rock down there. That's the target." So he throws it at the rock, but it doesn't really do too much damage. Like, it looks like one of Bam's regular attacks. And Edan was just like, again, like, "Hey man, I told you not to fling the orb like that. You have to maintain it. You have to maintain it while releasing the Shinzu. Is what you're supposed to be doing." So he's like, "All right, maintain it and release it at the same time." And then we see Han Song's talking to Kun. He's just like, you know, your greatest problem, Kun, is your pride, and then that kind of irritates Kun a little bit because see the vein pop in his head as soon as he says that. It's like what? And then we see Rack on the side. He's still trying to create his. Kun created a little bang, but it's not the spear which was the quality and his shape of Shinsu. Like for he just has like a grudge against that for some reason. Like what? Hopefully they explain that too. But exactly what happened between Kun and his father, like on the outside. So we see Hansung. He's just like, wouldn't it be easier to just go with the power that you naturally have? Then it would be easier to create and control the Shinsu you have. And he's just like, it's not that easy for me. And then we see Rack, he's still trying to do it. He's just like, he's trying to create that shield, but he can't do it. And he looks and says rocks. So he's like, let me try this. So he tries to eat some rocks, man. Like to create, if I eat more rocks, I can create the Shinsu shield that I need to. And Kun's just like, bruh, stop eating rocks. No, that's not gonna help at all. And Dorsey's over there sitting on the edge in a chair, just chilling. She was like, pathetic. Can't believe they can't even do something as simple as that. And she instantly creates her little her shape and Shinsu quality, and apparently it's like a little heart dagger or whatever. It looks pretty interesting. She might be able to control that and kill a few people with that, depending on how it's supposed to be used. Then we see Bam. He finally gets it right, and then Edan was like, "Oh wow, this might be actually pretty good." So he tells, "All right, attack that rock again." So he just releases all the Shinsu comes out of the orb like it was supposed to, and it just starts destroying everything. And everybody's like, "Oh shit, what the hell?" Like damn, and even in Dorsey, she had to move a little bit. She was like, "That was dangerous." And then we see apparently the sworn enemies found where they were. They show up through the mirror and whatnot. And then the pink long haired dude was just like, all right, let's start hunting our sworn enemies. And Kun Edan, he immediately sensed it whenever they landed. He's like, oh, looks like we have some excellent test dummies to try Bam's new training on. So Edan's just like, oh, we're gonna toy with them a little bit. So apparently Edan knows they're there. Nobody else knows. Edan knows they're there, so he's gonna probably have Bam and everybody else, use their training against them, or use them for training. Pretty much that's what he's gonna do. But yeah, man. So that was the end of chapter 371. This is the latest chapter, and yeah, man, it's about to get real good because Jahad's fighting Mashini, Icardi, and Asensio, and Edan and Bam and Kun. They're about to fight their sworn enemies. So yeah, man, like, comment, subscribe, share so other like-minded people like us can talk about this in the comments below. Post notifications so you know when I do post. And yeah, man, this is Chapter 372 is gonna be lit. So it's your boy Lord La Mink the Emperor, and I'm out.